Thanks for tuning in to High on Horror. I'm Drew.
And I'm John. This episode and every future episode is dedicated to all the horror hounds and smokers out there who want to expand their knowledge of the genre and have a good time.
First, we had the 1984 Italian horror film Wild Beasts, where an entire zoo gets high on PCP, and now we have bears doing cocaine. We're reviewing Cocaine Bear. Cocaine Bear came in at number 2 at the box office this past weekend, making a staggering $23 million for its opening weekend. Ant-Man 3 still held on to first place, but suffered a 69% drop from its opening weekend, making it the worst second week of a Marvel movie in history.
Yeah, I haven't seen not one of them Ant-Man movies. People seem to like it. I mean, I guess Marvel's always making money.
Yeah.
Except Ant-Man's second week, worst one. Anyway, we'll be talking spoilers, and we'll do a non-spoiler review first and give those of you who don't want to hear spoilers a warning, but we hope you make it to the happy end.
Today on High on Horror, interviews, reviews, and the latest news all rolled into one. Okay, so the true story behind Cocaine Bear isn't nearly as fascinating as the premise of the film. The film really makes the story fun and a dark comedy. The real-life incident happened in September 1985, and Andrew Thornton, a convicted drug smuggler, was running from the feds with 880 pounds of cocaine with him on a plane. Right. So he decided to lighten his load by throwing some of the coke off of the plane and then keeping the rest on his person when he parachuted out of the plane. And here's where Murphy's Law kicks in. What ended up actually happening was Andrew died from weighing too much. His parachute couldn't support the weight of all of the cocaine plus his body weight. And as far as the bear goes, a bear was found dead of an overdose in Georgia's Chattahoochee National Forest. So the bear got into some cocaine and died of an overdose. It was found dead. Not really something you can make a movie out of unless you get Elizabeth Banks to direct a script written by Jimmy Warden, who wrote the 2017 successful horror comedy The Babysitter. Elizabeth Banks, for those of you who aren't familiar with her, she's an actor who's had roles in Brightburn, Zack and Miri Make a Porno, and a lot more. Cocaine Bear makes her third feature-length effort as a director.
The Babysitter, was that the one with Jonah Hill?
No, that's a different one.
Okay.
Different one.
I don't know which I don't know.
It was a Netflix movie, so I don't know if you saw it or not.
Maybe not. Yeah, I like Elizabeth Banks. She's been funny in the stuff I've seen her. Yeah, she was Wild Style in the Lego movie.
Oh, yeah. And I know Zack and Miri Make a Porno is your shit, so I know you're a fan of that movie.
Don't say shit to me.
Well, Cocaine Bear is also legendary actor Ray Liotta's last film. It's the last film he's credited for on IMDb. The cast and crew had nothing but good things to say about him. And in doing my research for the film, when I listened to interviews with the cast, I actually laughed out loud. It made me more excited to see this movie because the cast was so comfortable and naturally hilarious. In particular, O'Shea Jackson Jr., he had a role in 2019's Godzilla King of the Monsters, and doing an interview on Good Morning Today, he wore a Monarch G-Team shirt. A man who's a Godzilla man is okay by me.
Yeah, and Ray Liotta, a lot of people around our age might know him from being Tommy Vercetti in Grand Theft Auto Vice City.
Oh, nice. I never even thought of that.
Yeah, and O'Shea Jackson was only in Godzilla because they wouldn't let him be in a Gamera movie.
Well, he actually got the role by retweeting that the movie rights were in Elizabeth Banks' hands. She gave the role to him immediately when she saw his interest. And a little lesson for those of you out there who don't think that you can get a job from social media.
Yeah, but like if you're O'Shea Jackson and Ice Cube's son, I'm pretty sure your retweet's going to carry a little more weight.
Very true.
Or tweet.
That's true.
Was it a retweet? I guess it was a retweet.
Yeah. But I want to say before we get into the movie that The Bear was done by Weta Workshop, and you can tell even by the trailer that The Bear does look great, even with the budgetary restrictions the movie had. even on lower budget movies, Weta does a good job, and Weta does some of the best work on the planet. I always have to make note to mention them whenever they're involved in something we're reviewing, because I just think that they're incredible. They're definitely a team you want on your movie. I mean, they did the Lord of the Rings trilogy, the Hobbit trilogy, the Avatar films, the new Dune film, District 9, and on and on and on. They're phenomenal, and they're not going to win any awards for this movie. The Bear could have looked so much worse, though.
District 9, didn't Jason Blum direct that?
According to our producer, Josh.
Jason Blum, he's interchangeable with other people.
Neil Blomkamp is the one who directed that one. Josh.
And Chappie.
Right.
Wait. Yeah.
And Elysium. Pretty good director.
I didn't see Elysium.
Okay. Yeah, you should. Matt Damon.
That was a great movie. I haven't seen that in a while. Fucking Team America. But, all right, today we have some Pineapple Fields.
Yeah, I was just going to say, before we talk about the movie, why don't you talk about the bud we're going to be smoking on? So, yeah, Pineapple Fields, huh?
Yeah, Pineapple Fields. It's, let me see here, by Dynasty Seeds. Oh, I got a big word for you. It's extremely odoriferous. Pineapple Fields by Dynasty Seeds is an extremely odoriferous hybrid cross with a long lineage and even longer lasting effects. Whoever wrote this, just even the first sentence, just is real good at just throwing shit there and making it sound fancy.
Just hype it up, yeah.
By crossing Cali Snapple, that's also a hybrid from Snowbud and Pineapple, crossed by pre-2K Cali Miss. This is too much for me. And Miss Universe number 10. Dynasty Seeds achieves a strain with a sweet terpene profile and energizing, clear-headed attributes. Known to produce a good yield over its 9 to 10 week growth cycle, Pineapple Field exhibits purple leaves and chunky buds despite its sativa dominance.
Chunky buds.
It is pretty chunky when I've grinded it up, and I also thought it was a little weird that it's Pineapple Fields, but it definitely has purple leaves to it. Purple hairs. Enjoy Pineapple Fields throughout the day to elevate mood, curb depression, and stimulate motivation. Get you feeling giggly, uplifted, and energetic. But it's back. Dry mouth, anxious, and paranoid. Flavors are pineapple, tropical, and sweet.
Well, for the dry mouth, good thing that we got these new Mountain Dew Pitch Blacks to drink. I mean, they're fucking delicious. They ought to pay us $1 million like they did WWE to
Cody
do something
Rhodes.
for
I'll
me
agree
and
with
you.
Cody Rhodes. It is amazing.
Listen, John and I will do a UV light wrestling match for $1 million while drinking some Mountain Dew.
I'll fight is he just back to Bray Wyatt? I'm watching and I don't even know. Yeah, it's Bray Wyatt. You and me against Bray Wyatt and Uncle Howdy. And a pitch black match.
Anyway, all right, let's get on with the plot of Cocaine Bear.
All right, Cocaine Bear is a true crime horror comedy film based on the 1985 incident that Drew talked about involving drug smuggler Andrew C. Thornton II, who dropped a shipment of cocaine from his plane while attempting to parachute out with a drug-filled duffel bag. The story follows various characters whose lives intersect with the missing cocaine and a black bear who accidentally ingests some of it. But in this case, you know what? It's more kind of a what if.
Yeah.
Like one of those Marvel what ifs.
Yeah, totally.
What if the bear didn't die from the cocaine overdose?
But actually enjoys it and wants more of it, fiends for it.
He becomes Rick James. Local detective Bob, who identifies Thornton's body in Knoxville, Tennessee, suspects that the cocaine is from St. Louis drug kingpin Sid White, played by Ray Liotta, as you said.
Ray fucking Liotta.
Yeah, fucking. Also, I want to say there's a reference. It's later in the film, but it's not a spoiler in any way. The one person's named Henry and has an interaction with Ray Liotta. I'm like, was this on purpose? Is this supposed to be like a nod to Henry Hill? I'm probably looking way too much into it.
Maybe.
Anyway, meanwhile, in the Chattahoochee Oconee National Forest, the cocaine-eating bear becomes highly aggressive and attacks two hikers, killing one of them. One of them was Torben from Game of Thrones.
Yep.
It was funny kind of seeing him as a nerd. As as Drew said, he looked like a ginger Josh Hensley. But
Our
I mean,
producer totally looked just like him.
if Josh was swole.
He'll get there with all them jiu-jitsu lessons, you know.
Dee Dee, a middle schooler from Northeast Georgia, skipped school with her friend Henry to spray paint the falls, which she was supposed to do with her mother. And while they're there, they find a lost brick of the cocaine. And I don't know of too many other movies that show kids doing cocaine.
Even if it is orally
Yeah,
and not
that
nasally,
had me
you know.
dying. When the one kid's trying to act like he does coke all the time.
He's like 7 years old.
Yeah, and then he's like, oh well, usually because it's in in a brown paper, but like a brick.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, usually when I see it, it's a powder. She said, how much do you take? And he's like, oh, about a tablespoon. They just cut that thing open. She puts it on the knife and then eats it. And then she spits it up and he goes, oh, first time. So then she has him doing it. He spits it out. He pulls out some bullshit. Oh, this isn't what mine normally tastes like.
He tried to act like the shit that he tried before was different. That was good. But yeah, you're right. I don't know too many movies that have showed kids trying cocaine. So that's
and also in a funny way.
Yeah.
But then after that, they're attacked by the bear. Dee Dee's mom, Sari, ventures into the forest and with the park ranger Liz and her crush Peter to find the kids, which that whole thing was hilarious.
I agree.
Anyway, they venture there to try to find the kids. The bear attacks, killing Peter and injuring Liz. Sari and Henry flee deeper into the forest while Liz sends for help. Yeah, when that thing was just hobbling back with the fucking scratched leg
her
and
ass, right?
cheek.
Yeah, her ass cheeks
She's
just
the
mauled.
only one with the gun, and she's the one running. She's like, I'll go get help. Sid. Oh, no. Okay, yeah. Sid sends his fixer, David, and his depressed son, Eddie, to recover the remaining cocaine. They arrive in Georgia along with Bob, who leaves his dog with Officer Reba, which this was one minor complaint, maybe it's just me. It's set in the 80s, and I just felt like she stood out because her hair doesn't look like something you would see from the 80s.
She definitely looked modern now that you mentioned that. Yeah.
That was the only thing that when I first saw it, I'm like, this just kind of stands out.
I get that.
Yeah, after several skirmishes, the bear ultimately kills several characters, including Liz, both paramedics, and Sid himself. I think maybe here might be a good place to break for spoilers.
There was a few spoilers in there, but you can just take it on the chin. It's hard to not. It's hard to
just
break
just
this
watch.
stuff up.
I mean,
yeah. So
most people are dying, so suit me. Anyway, this Cocaine Bear, I said this I don't know how many times to you, is such a stupid movie.
That's what made me laugh, is I kept saying that shit was fun, and you said it's stupid.
I said that I don't know how many times. However, I laughed the entire time watching it.
Yeah.
And it was nice seeing Ray Liotta one last time on the silver screen, R.I.P. Ray. But I don't think it's an iconic final role for him. But he could have went out with a lot worse.
Yeah, absolutely.
Elizabeth Banks, much better job with this movie, so she won't have to start blaming people for its failure. So good job there, Granny Panties. I don't really think you need an in-depth analysis of this movie. I feel like you know what you're going into, and if you know what you're going into, it's a fine movie. 7.3, 7.4 out of 10.
Okay.
I mean, you got bears on cocaine. What else are you going to expect? And I think that's actually a strong point from Elizabeth Banks in this, is that she didn't try to do too much. This movie is exactly what I expected.
Right.
And I went in. I always talk about a movie I liked a while ago, Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters. I don't know if I brought it up.
Yeah, last time you did.
Yeah, it's just, if you know what you're getting into, it's a fine movie.
I agree. And like I mentioned with Weta earlier,
It's not fucking like Apocalypse Now.
yeah, it's like I said, like when I mentioned Weta earlier, this movie's not going to win any awards or be nominated for any.
Razzies, I bet.
But goddamn, it is a fun movie. Like you said, I smiled and laughed from beginning to end. The dialogue from every character was humorous. I was laughing like every few seconds, honestly, and I even laughed out loud several times, which never happens to me in the theater. I thought the pace of the movie was excellent because it just kept moving. It was just very fast paced. I even got up to take a piss for 1 second, and like I came back and like I couldn't even sit down yet because I had to stand there because like there was a scene going on where it was just like nonstop. So it keeps moving along with great scenes and action, suspense, and gore with that twist of humor. And usually I dread watching animal attacks, like in Cujo. When that dog is raging, it's hard for me to watch the attacks. But with this movie, I looked forward to them due to like the dark comedy tone that the film had. And Elizabeth Banks and Jimmy Warden did a great job of not letting the movie take itself too seriously, like what you were just saying. It maintained realism with surrealism. But I thought that, I thought Cocaine Bear was a thrilling ride. And it's easily a comfort movie that I could see myself watching a ridiculous amount of times. Like probably like nobody should watch it the amount of times that I probably will. I'm a fan. It's a fun movie. It's entertaining from beginning to end. And it's a good fucking time. I'm going to give it an 8.5 out of 10 just for entertainment value alone, just for the fun of it. As a movie, it's not an 8.5.
Okay.
I'm judging it on
I
my
was going to
enjoyment.
get you to clarify that.
On my judgment. It's not. It's
I
not.
didn't think
No,
so.
I agree with you. I think even giving it a 7 would be fair. But in regards to like how goofy it is and how much it makes me laugh, it's like when you like that stupid comedy, like a movie like Joe Dirt. It's just so awful, but like you love it, So 8.5 for entertainment value alone. If you're like me, like John was actually just kind of explaining, if you thought, Cocaine Bear, I got to see that shit, then you'll enjoy it. But if you go in with the attitude, thinking that it's stupid, then that's what you're going to think about it once you see it. It's called fucking Cocaine Bear. It's called Cocaine Bear, people. You know what you're getting into. Don't complain. And here's a new one, John. Now, The Asylum, the studio that's responsible for like straight-to-video, low-budget mockbusters, so to speak, is hinting at doing a movie, Attack of the Meth Gator. I'm all in. Gators are my favorite animal, so I'd love to see one on a meth rampage. What do you think?
The question is, we've seen meth addicts. They lose their teeth. Is that going to happen to the gator?
I don't know, man.
He's just going to keep getting on meth, and then eventually he's got no teeth, and then who's he going to kill?
I don't know.
Eventually it'll run its course.
It's going to be gumming people.
I feel like I should be an advisor on this movie.
I feel like it's going to be a fun movie to get high to if it happens, for sure.
Yeah, and, I will say there were times I felt like we went too long without seeing the bear.
Yeah, but then when you did see him, it was like a nice burst of adrenaline. But before we do the spoilers, I want to wrap up this segment here with this quote that Elizabeth Banks said that I think was great. She said, "The hubris of humanity is what kills the humans in this movie. The big idea here is we think we can control nature, but we keep pumping all of this crap into it, and then we expect nature not to fight back. We crazy. We're going to lose every time. Nature's going to win every time. We've got to get this under control." End quote. And that sums it up perfectly.
Okay, I wasn't ready for a fucking political statement from Cocaine Bear, but okay. I guess we'll get the spoilers now, so if you don't want to listen, just go get yourself some Campbell's Chunky.
The Campbell's Chunky Beef Foursome.
Now with more beef.
All right, well, we'll get back in here. First, though, I mentioned Campbell's Chunky. Do you have a favorite Campbell's like soup?
Clam chowder.
Clam chowder, that's a good one.
Yeah, New England clam chowder.
And what was the other one? It was good, like the sirloin steak.
Yeah.
Yeah, those were good ones. I ain't had Chunkies in a while.
No, me neither. Hopefully those of you that went out and actually got some during that commercial break or brief break, whatever you want to call it, enjoyed your soup. But I don't know if anyone actually got any soup.
If you enjoyed your soup, welcome back. If not,
welcome back.
Welcome back. So Sari and Henry find Dee Dee in the bear's cave. And after a final confrontation with Sid, they jump into the water below to safety. I got to say, I know there was 2 levels on that waterfall, and they went down to the lower one, but they still made it look like that was a hell of a jump. And I'm like, damn, how are they going to live? Then you watch them jump, and I'm like, oh, like It was high up, but like
Not that bad,
nothing
yeah.
life threatening.
Yeah.
Like it looked like people jumping off of like rocks and like lakes and stuff. Like
Yeah, man, totally. Like the kids in it in the 2017 movie, I thought the shit that they jumped off of the rock quarry that they jumped into, I was like, that shit was too deep. I was like, that
Yeah.
should kill a motherfucker.
yeah,
Yeah. So I
it's
know
like
exactly
half
what you mean.
of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like but the angles they were showing before made it look like it was like a 50, 60 foot drop. You look over, you're like, oh, that's probably like 25 feet.
Yeah, man, it'd be cool to have chilled in there though if you didn't have a cocaine bear coming
Yeah,
at you.
you'd have a cocaine bear, fucking light a blunt.
Smoke a bong pack, chill, watch the water.
That's like a real bat cave.
Yeah, right.
One day I want a real one. And I've told Nicole, I don't mean like, oh, like I got a bat cave in my house. Like I want a legit cave, like from the Nolan ones where
Yeah.
there's bats chilling.
Yeah.
Yo, I'd be down there just fucking chiefing blunts.
Yeah, so you have high ass bats all the
And
time.
then with his computers, man, I'd be running Steam, playing games. I have another one.
working on the podcast.
Yeah, man. Like I want literally that bat cave.
those bats would be stoned as fuck.
Yeah, well, I'm getting off on a tangent here. I'm gonna jump back to cocaine bear, something serious. Yeah, so like they jumped into the water, and then that bear was fucking Ray Liotta up.
Oh yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Ray Liotta didn't stand a chance.
He
for
made he
sure.
made sausage out of him.
Yeah, it was. I thought it was kind of like, I don't know if it was intentional, but it reminded me of that Dawn of the Dead scene in the original where Rhodes gets ripped in half. The way that
Yeah.
the cubs and like the bat bear were like all digging into his guts,
But
all up in them guts.
all up in them guts. And yeah, we ended up with 2 mid-credit scenes, which I was surprised.
They were funny. Yeah, they were pretty funny. No, there wasn't like no game changing shit. If you missed them, you can catch them when it comes out the video. But
Yeah, it was just
they're funny.
showed the dude. Was it Stash?
yeah.
Hitchhiking to New York with a duffel bag of cocaine, and Eddie realizing that Bob's dog consumed David's disconnected fingers. Dude, that part was ridiculous.
Yeah, I loved it when he got his fucking fingers shot off. And the dude's like, how did that happen? They're not even next to each other.
Yeah, it was his middle finger and his pinky, right?
Or was it
Yeah.
his index finger and his ring
Yeah, it was
finger?
one of them.
Yeah.
There was a
Either
space.
way, it was a space.
Like, how, you got 2 fingers back or something? Hitting the shocker? No, that's still, I don't, yeah. There
Don't
was
go off
just,
track again.
but that was the thing is like the movie just, it knew how ridiculous it was and it steered into it.
Yeah.
Like with stuff like that. And then there was just like ridiculous comedy moments. That fucking dog though made everybody laugh.
I know.
When the dog walked right over to the car.
Yeah. That was great. I loved it when the bear killed the guy in the tree. I can't remember his name now, but killed the guy in the tree and then just like snorted coke off his severed leg, like just did a line right off his leg.
Oh yeah, and let's talk about the bear coming back to life.
Yes.
Yeah, the mama bear gets killed by Ray Liotta, right?
Or supposedly killed
Well, yeah, just laying there.
on a rock, all fucked up,
Her baby's just up there.
getting
And then,
kicked around by Ray Liotta.
Then a fucking brick of coke gets busted open and just goes into the nose of the bear.
You see the powder just dwindling down like the feather in Forrest Gump. You see the powder
just
just
go right
going
into
down.
the nose, and then the bear's back
The
again.
eye shoots open, climbs up the mountain. Yeah, that was fucking great.
But when they open with the Wikipedia thing, that's what I have heard that about like black bears is like they're if there's any bear that you're going to survive an attack from, you're most likely to live from a black bear attack.
Unless it's on cocaine.
Unless it's on cocaine, as we've learned.
Yeah, all around
Now
though.
imagine if it was marijuana, the bear would have just been chilling.
But just he'd have been hungry as fuck though, but wouldn't have been raging and angry. Yeah,
And
man,
the
but
babies seemed like they were on coke too.
they were adorable. Yeah, they were. They were all covered in it and shit. They were adorable. They're little coke babies, but they were cute.
That's the cutest coke babies you've ever seen.
But no, for real though. Yeah, this is a winner. I'll be buying it when it comes out. I'm probably. I don't think there's gonna be no lucrative edition of it coming out. I don't expect a steelbook or anything fancy, but it's worth owning. It's worth a rewatch for sure. If you're thinking about watching it, John and I definitely recommend that you go check it out. Let's get
for me,
Ant-Man
it's
out of that
not-
top spot.
It's not a physical release pickup for me.
But you'll own it digitally.
Yeah, I'll probably own it digitally. I'll probably end up owning it because you'll buy it and it'll come with a digital code.
I'll give you my digital code, right? Yeah, we do that.
Yeah, which now that I've started buying physical, now I have extra digital codes. I should just sell them shits.
They sell, man. They do.
Maybe we raffle them off.
Yeah. Give them away for the podcast. Who knows?
You send us each $200 and you get a chance to win 2 whole voodoo codes.
Absolutely terrible idea.
It's terrible, but if you do want to send us that money, we will take it. First one to send us 200 gets both codes. Oh, we're fucking rambling. Yes.
You're rambling, motherfucker.
Wow, put it all on me. Okay.
No, I'm enjoying the rambling though.
But yeah, 7.3 for me.
Yeah, I'm still gonna rock my 8.5. I loved it.
All right, I think that'll about wrap it up for this week. So thanks to all the horror hounds and smokers out there for tuning in. Yeah, anything you want to add before I go full into the wrap up here?
No, just make sure that you announce next week's episode.
Yeah, I was gonna too.
Okay,
I got it.
All right, I know this pineapple feels got you tripping, you know.
Oh wait, no, Jesus.
It's all right. See, all right,
Oh,
you
my
do need my
God.
help. Okay,
I'm too high.
You
Damn
can
it.
do this.
See, I got too cocky, talk shit, and then I fucked up.
that's what happens.
Next week, we're going to be back with interview with director Mercedes Morgan, and we're going to be talking about the movie she just directed that'll be on Shudder's Spoonful of Sugar.
Spoonful of sugar.
That movie, all I'll say, as I told you when I was watching it, it made me feel uncomfortable. But
Yeah.
then not uncomfortable like I need to stop watching. It's just, this doesn't feel right.
Yeah, you're gonna want to. You listeners, you devoted listeners, are definitely gonna want to tune in next week. That's all I'll say.
So make sure to follow us online at High on Horror 420 on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook. Send us some PPA questions, highonhorror420@gmail.com. Check out our website, highonhorror.com. Check out some reviews on there as well. And guess I'll about wrap her up. Catch you later.
Bye, everybody.